What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie. Today we're reviewing the USBM DSBM band Suicide Forest and their album Reluctantly. So in case you don't know, Suicide Forest is a depressive suicidal black metal band hailing from Tucson, Arizona. This is a one-man band with the mastermind behind Suicide Forest, who is Austin Kruger. Austin Kruger is a multi-instrumentalist and he does everything on this album. And yeah, this is one of the best depressive suicidal black metal albums I have heard for a very long time. It rivals up to the EP with Begotten that was released this year as well. A full-length fucking album, 43 minutes with 5 songs, and one is an instrumental which is so damn gloomy and haunting. There are just so many elements or surprises, along with even gothic elements, along with underlying synths, incredible black metal vocals, some amazing guitar work, even some ripping solos throughout As the Light Fades Part 1. So many moments that whether is it worth living. Suicide Forest promote nihilism and just whether your life is worthy or not. So many passages. They really do dip their toes within the doom metal genre and also the black metal genre. This is not a fast-paced album such as bands like Marduk. This is a much slower black metal album, but there are some intense moments like Trembling Emptiness has some incredible blast beats. But of course the main star is the atmosphere. Because Suicide Forest got their name from the Arakigara forest in Japan, and you can tell there's just so much emotion conveyed throughout this album. Reluctantly is one of those albums that you just need to close your eyes and question the meaning of life. How that Austin Kruger's character is going through so much deep emotions, contemplating suicide, going into this deep depression, and there's just so much happening on this album. Production is fantastic on this. I love the tone of the snare. The drums sound very thin at times. The guitars sound quite thin as well. And there are some static moments, especially through the song Reluctantly. There are some static incorporated throughout this album that maybe signals how your brain is wired, how there are just so many choices in life that you have to make. Are you going to choose to actually, end yourself? The melodies are very infectious in tone. The guitars are awesome. The vocals, Austin's vocals on this are absolutely fantastic. Now, this is Suicide Forest's sophomore album. This is going to be one of the best DSBM albums of the year. There hasn't been a lot of DSBM albums this year, apart from maybe Harakiri for the Sky, Mir, which talks about depression, suicide, and everything like that. You could even add them, but Suicide Forest have a different sound. They sound like, at times, Total Self-Hatred. They sound like, at times, Leviathan, and even Burzum. The guitars, with the synths, with the atmosphere. Yes, this is a black gazy album as well, incorporating post-hardcore themes at times, especially through the song Trembling in Emptiness and As the Light Fades Part 1. This album at the end really makes you want to, do something with yourself, and not in a pleasant way. I love how albums make you feel like you just want to end your life. I love it. I love this album, and I bought this album straight away. So let's go track by track. Reluctantly is a pretty slow song in black metal standards, incorporating more doom elements and some slower moments with the vocals. The guitars are absolutely fantastic. I do love the catchy riffs on this, and not to mention the vocals. Austin's vocals are so damn visceral in tone, and it sounds like he's absolutely crying for help. I love the overall mix on the vocals. Very atmospheric in tone. Love the reverb. Overall, it's a really good song. This song runs around 9 minutes and 41 with so many surprises along the way, along with slower moments, along with faster moments and intense moments. And again, there's an underlying synth. The keyboards are used very well. It's much more of a gothic black metal song. But yeah, what a great way to kick off the album. As the Light Fades Part 1 is just a fantastic song. This is one of my favorite songs off the album, it really is. Just because of that solo, that fucking solo on this song is absolutely fantastic. This solo stretches around about a minute long, but it's a great solo. It's a pretty intense song as well. The vocals again are absolutely fantastic. It's got that black gaze elements along with some post-metal themes as well. It's an uplifting song in my opinion, but similar to Reluctantly, when you finally dig deeper into the spicy meaty ball of the album, you're gonna realize that, yeah, this album turns for the best, and in the most gloomiest and darkest and cold, dark comfort way, questioning whether your life is worth living or not. Leads on to Remorse. Remorse is an instrumental, and it's ambient, it's dark. And this is when the album starts to turn from a uplifting song like As Light Fades Part 1 to Remorse. Yeah, things start to really go downhill in a very good way. And Remorse is like someone deciding to do something about themselves, someone that maybe wants to end their life. I do feel like that Remorse is a little bit too long in my opinion. It just drags and drags a bit, but that's one criticism. Leads on to Trembling in Emptiness. This is a slow crescendo of a song, and there are some doomier elements. More synths are incorporated throughout this song. The drumming starts to intensify. There is a very long introduction on this particular song that bleeds from Remorse. Overall, this is a really good part of the album. Some great moments, some intense, this is probably one of the most intense songs off the album, but my god, it is one of the best. Finally leads on to As the Light Fades Part 2, and this is the ending. And yeah, what can I say, man? This is the fucking song that makes you question whether you want to live or not. This is a particular album that could be dangerous in my opinion, because the way the melodies intertwine within your mind, the way his vocals are expressed throughout the song, it's very dark, it's very depressive, incorporating more doom metal elements, incorporating some intense moments, and his vocals, his shrieks are unbelievable. It's like, yeah, he is dying. It's like he is dying on this. There's this prominent bass throughout the conclusion, which to me reminds me of the clock ticking, that you are wasting time. You're wasting time, start living, or else you'd rather die. That's what I was getting from this song, and holy shit. Yes, after this album ends, you start to question, should I end my life or should I continue? Yes, this album makes you quite depressed, especially throughout the ending. I love DSBM, but yeah, this is a pretty intense DSBM album emotionally, in my opinion. And for an album to make you think like that, yeah, it's a pretty good fucking album. Suicide Forest have definitely triggered the minds of many listeners out there. It's one of the best DSBM albums of the year. In my opinion, yeah, it's better than Harikiri for the Sky. Suicide Forest reluctantly gets a solid 9 out of 10. Probably trim a little bit of Remorse and trim a little bit of Trembling in Emptiness, and that's about it. But overall, fantastic album, fantastic sophomore album by Suicide Forest. Go check him out. This album is released on the 12th of March, but if you want to listen to it early, link will be down below if you want to check it out through the Black Metal Promotions channel. Check him out. Comment below if you're going to hear this album. Comment below what you thought about this album review. Drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you in the next one.